boys and girls, let's have some fun and draw together. Maybe your parents would even like to join in. Anyone in your household is really welcome. Today's project is recommended for 2nd grade. We will be drawing a duck and her ducklings. All you will need today is a piece of paper, pencil, and eraser. Afterwards, if you would like to color it in with colored pencils, crayons, anything you have at home would be great. To make a nice colorful picture is always a fun end of your project. So we'll begin. Let's start with our shapes. I'm going to use a marker so you can see better. Remember to hold onto your paper with one hand, draw with the other hand. The first shape is a circle. Anywhere on your paper, you can use a scrap piece of paper also. Next shape is a dot. It's a circle, but we color it all the way in, so we call it a dot. The next, do you remember the name of this line? Very good, boys and girls. Horizontal. Can we all say that together? Horizontal line. Next line, do you remember that one? Vertical. Very good. Vertical line. Very good. We have one more line. Remember the name of that one? Diagonal. Very good, boys and girls. Let's say it together. Diagonal line. Okay. Then we have our half circles. A U. An upside down U. Looks like a rainbow. A C and a backward C. All of these are half circles. If we put them together, it would make a full circle. Then we have our angled lines, which are our V's. A regular V, an upside down V, which looks like an A without the crossbar, a sideways V, and another sideways V. Very good. Then we have a slightly curved line. Remember, it is not as curved as our upside down U or rainbow. It's not as straight as our straight line. That's why we call it a slightly curved line. Then we have our lazy S. Our lazy S laying down or horizontally, we call a hill and a valley. And then we've been doing spirals lately, which is just fun. So remember, you start in the middle. Looks like you're going to do a circle, but you go past that point and just keep going around. And remember, they make wonderful snails. That's why they're fun. All right, so those are our shapes. Remember, we're going to do them before every project because it just makes it easier for us to draw. I'm going to start with a marker. You go ahead and use your pencil. I'm going to have my paper the horizontal way because I'd like to show more information here. You can have it any way you want. Let's remember our habits and hold on to your paper as you draw. One hand holds, the other hand draws. As you can see, I was inspired by this photograph up here. So I chose to make her eye this way. You know you can make an eye any way you want, but this is the way I did it. I'm going to start about the middle of the page, or maybe a little closer to this side. I'm going to start with a slightly curved line out for the top of my eye. I'm going to go to the edge of it, on this edge of it, touch, and make a nice size U. I want to make a good sized duck, so I'd like his eye to be big, right? Inside that, I'd like to make another U. And then inside that, I want to make a V. And I'm going to darken everything in except that little V from this little U that I just made. Now remember, I said you can make your eye any way you want. This is just how I'm going to make mine. I'm not quite finished. I'm going to touch the edge of this, and I'm going to go back to the eye with a slightly curved line. Okay? So that's how I'm going to do my duck's eyes. Now we're going to go ahead and do the beak. Remember, he's facing this way. So I'm going to start with a slightly curved line right here, knowing that's the way my beak is going to point. I'm going to go to the top of it. Notice that my line starts and stops on top of the eye and a little below the eye. Okay, it should be that wide. We're going to touch here. You decide how you want to go out. I'm going to really just start slanting down a little, not too much though. And then where I've decided it's long enough, I'm going to make just a little hook. So it's very slightly curved, almost straight. And there I went down to a little half circle there. I go back, not all the way to the edge, right to about here. And finish my duck's beak off. Almost finish it off. See that little tag I've got there? Almost looks like a flag. I go back to this little line. If it's not long enough, make it a little longer. Touch it and just go up diagonally and only about halfway. That's the bottom of his beak. Okay? So now we have his eye and his beak done, boys and girls. The bottom of this beak, just touch and give me a line down. I slightly curved in, I'd say, and then came down just a little bit to about there. I'm going to touch where I stopped my beak. This is really going to be a slightly curved line over and then come around once I've crossed my eye, once I've passed my eye. I don't want an upside down U here. This is definitely a slightly curved line. And then bring it on down to about the same length as your first line over here. Close it in with a slightly curved line. And there you've done a lovely job on his head. We need a little dot right here. That's his little nostril so he can breathe. The front of him is just going to be a slightly curved line. I'm not going to take it all the way off the page because I'd like to show that he's in water. Okay, so we're going to show he's in water here. So just end it right there is perfect. You're going to go back to the slightly curved line that you made that closed his head off. I'm going to touch right there. Just a slightly curved line all the way off your page. Okay, we'll close this in just a minute, but we want to do his little ducklings first. Now, it's up to you if you want to do the eyes the same way. I didn't do them quite as detailed as that, but I did start with a slightly curved line. Then I closed that in with another slightly curved line. Came back. I think I maybe just put one V in it. It wasn't quite big enough to do all of that information. Okay, so you decide how you want to do that little eye. Then off my guys are pointing this way, right? So that's where I'm going to start my slightly curved line. Same way right there. His beak's just going to be smaller. Everything's just going to be smaller, but it's going to be about the same. Right? So I did his beak the same way. Little curved line out, down just a little bit. Came down with my straight line. It had a little flag on the bottom of it. Touch it. Diagonal line back. Give him a little dot right there for his nostril. Now his head's going to be a little different. The front of it is going to curve in more. Okay, so this is going to curve in more like that. And then you're going to make a half circle, almost closing, but not. Okay, so here's my half circle. So I kind of tucked it in just a little bit more. Then I touched the sides, came down, and came down. All right, let's do another one. All right, I'm going to bring it up here so it's a little easier for me. His little eye. This guy's kind of bigger. I'm going to do some a little smaller. So his eye's going to be just a slightly curved line. Another one there. Little dot right there. His nose is going to be smaller. So there's a slightly curved line to start his nose. Come out. Do a little curve. Come back. Little bitty thing there. Remember, this is more of a curve line here than this one, than his head. And then another one. I know you probably have the hang of it and you've already done 3 or 4. I think I like this little guy better than this guy, but it's okay that some are bigger and smaller. So there went my example. So let's do a couple more. Again, I'm going to do it small like this. So I'm going to start with a very small U, close it in with a slightly curved line, little dot in there. To the right of it, slightly curved line. That's going to continue to his beak. Right, curve and over the head. Almost a full circle or half circle. Come on down, come on down. All right, I'd like for you guys to put lots more baby ducklings in it. I don't want to waste too much of your time, but I do want to show, if you want to show that he's in, I want to show you how I made him look like he was in the water swimming. So you're going to want to come under him and make a slightly curved line, longer. Right here, you're going to do a little hook. All right, so everywhere it's going to start with a little hook and then come over. Half circle and then come over. Makes it look like there's ripples. These little guys too, a little half circle and lines. Okay, just little ripples. And the rest you were just fill in all blue. Now mine is in a lake that has a nice shore. My shore has very lovely cattails in them. Show you how to make those. So again, this is going to be grass, so it's not going to be a slightly curved line. I'm really just going to do some upside down V's. And I'm going to stop every once in a while, maybe make a taller one. And then I'm going to make a couple of these, which is a straight line up, another straight line up. They're tall and skinny. On the top of them, I call it a hot dog. And then a line on the top of that. And then this is going to have some taller leaves. They're usually pretty tall and pointy. Some of them bend down. To do that, you would go straight up. Start coming down, but stop. Don't come down all the way. And then go back in the same direction that was in. And come down for the rest of your grass. And it looks more like it's bent. I'm going to continue. I'm going to make a couple of more of these cattails. 2 lines up. Remember, they're kind of slender. An oval or a hot dog. A little line on the top of that. And then pointy leaves. So long pointy leaves. You can slightly curve them. Don't have to be slightly curved. They can be more just long V's, upside down V's. Remember, if you want to make it that the blade has bent in half, you're going to go up with your diagonal line. You're going to start to come down like it's going to look like a upside down V. And you're going to stop, make a point there, and bring it back down. Bring it all the way over. Maybe a couple of more you can add. Just bring it over there right now. So boys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed drawing today your little duck and ducklings. Remember to sign your name on the front. I'll go sign mine right here because you are the artist. And maybe date it. You should be proud of your work. So notice how I colored in here. I colored it in more like a mallard duck. This is a mallard duck. They have the green head. So that's where I was inspired for that. Here's another drawing that I made before. How I colored it in a little differently than that. But also I gave it the green head like a mallard duck. They're really, I like those. Mallard duck, wood ducks is another name for them. Boys and girls, I hope you had fun drawing with Miss Yvonne today, and we'll see you again next week. Stay safe. Miss all of you.